Good evening once again. This is the voice of Adeotola today, Michael. We are here once again for series 2, that is lesson 2, on our attempt to learn Python, that is to learn coding in 30 days, that is 30 minutes for 30 days. Uh, we are going to be part of it. This is the second lecture. Don't forget that the first lecture was actually centered on a lot of things. We look at the Python environment in form of a Colab environment. We look at a Google Colab environment, and we are able to look at what and what we actually mean by Google Colab. And I ran through the interface of Google Colab where we talk about the top menu, like file, like the edit, view, insert, runtime, and cell. So we also look at the sidebar. We look at the run information, and at the close of that lecture one, I was able to give you some basic assignments on that, which I said you should submit in the comment section. Few people actually turn in the assignments, and that is fine. I just want to encourage you to keep learning. 30 days, 30 minutes is not too much for you to learn what is going to be a lifetime relevance and opportunity for you to be gainfully employed by anybody from finance, from industry, from anywhere. You can be so sure that once you have acquired this kind of a skill, it is just more than teaching. It's going to be a skill. So for you, nobody's going to just tell you that you are not relevant. So, without wasting our time, today we are going on a different thing. We want to move forward, and we are going to be uh, business focused. Why I say we are going to be a big business focused is that I have introduced you into the environment of a Google Colab, and we are going to start using that environment to do our classwork. And don't forget that I told you that Google Colab has the advantage because it is a web-based platform that once you have data at any point in time, at anywhere, you can be so sure that you will have access to it. And it's just like environment whereby you can easily come back to it anytime, any day. I told you how you can rename your file, in Python or in Google Colab. So let's go straight. Today we are going to look at the basic operations. What are the basic operations that we have in Google Colab? Don't forget that I told you, and I still want you to remember, that Google Colab, or let me say Python is a language that data science or data scientists use in designing websites. Not only websites, in under so I have told you that Google Python is a language translator. It is what is going to translate your idea to the computer, give instruction. Computer is so excellent. Computer can work at any point in time, but if you do not provide computer with understandable language, the computer might not be able to execute or do whatever you like. In the first lecture, I introduced to you. Okay, so let's go back to where we left our in the first lecture. So the first thing is go again to Google interface. Then on Google interface, you type Google Colab. So, and I told you what you should be looking out for. So click the first one. Now, the first time you have opened Colab, which you have named. So now let's open the Colab this time around. Let's open Colab. You click on Colab. So don't forget that the last work that you did, the last environment. Google Colab was codenamed Python Beginners, and that was exactly 1311 in time, and in terms of the date, it is still today's date. So just click back on it and open it back. It's going to bring you to where you have stopped, so you can see that this is the continuation of. That's why I said you can easily come back to where you stopped, so where you can make references, review of what you have done. So this was the assignment. So the assignment was that to write your Python code as you want in any Python environment. So which we did. This was the example I gave, and I gave you this as an assignment to print the following in Python language. Then also you have to print Ade, then Ade plus 34, hello world, and hello Google Colab. These were the 4 assignments I gave you under this. So today, just like I said, let's start with the text. The text, um, our lecture today. This is lecture 2, okay, and the title of that lecture 2 is a basic operation in Google Colab. Google Colab. Okay, that's the title, basic operation in Google Colab. Okay, now let us know the first task we are going to look at is under the basic operation. We are going to look at number 1. We look at writing Python code. So you can see we are already moving into the business. Then after that, we know that we are going to talk about um okay, installing library. Okay, we are going to also look at shortcuts, certain shortcuts in Google Colab. Okay, then after that, we'll now look at what is Python. What is Python? So under what is Python, that's when we are going to start. Next, after that, we look at running Python code. Okay. After that, we look at the print function. The print function. Okay. So after that, we will now. That is when where we are going to close for today. Okay, by the grace of God. So without wasting our time, so you have to click back. Don't forget this is in test mode. So we close it back. We will now enter into the first one. Okay. Now the first one is writing Python code. Writing Python code, and which I told you the other time that the first instruction that computer understands is to give it instruction to execute a set of instruction for you, and the word print is what the computer know as do. So print, let's say writing Python code. So print, if you have to print, let's say print Ade plus Ade plus 45. Okay, so um so the first thing is that you have name is equal to Ade, Okay. Now, not only the name, the 45 is standing for age. We now say age is equal to, sorry, age is equal to 34. Okay. So the instruction now is to print, we have to print. So you will not put the name here. What you will do is just put the name, put name, print name, okay, plus age. Print name plus age. So then you execute. Oh, sorry. Um, this is exactly what happened when you have an error. Okay, when what you do is not this. So the first thing is you print them differently. Print name. You have to print name is Ade. After that, you are also to print the age. Print age. So, and don't forget that I told you it's either you click on this to execute it, or you click on Control plus Enter. So let's click on this. So you can see Ade, it has printed Ade, and it has also printed what for us. So that is the writing code in Python. That is writing code in Python. So after writing the code in Python, the next thing is to look at some of the shortcuts that you should be um, aware of in Python. Shortcuts that you need to be aware of in Google Colab or Python. Okay. Now, before we go to the next one, let me tell you some of the basic, okay, before we go on. Under this, sorry, I want to edit it. If you want to edit, you double click before you'll be able to edit. So, writing Python code. So, in brackets, you want to look at emphasis on basic tips. Basic tips for beginners. What are these basic tips that you need to know in as a beginner? Okay. So the first one is we will look at what is called um okay, basic tips. So let's under that just copy this up to this level. Okay, we want to look at basic tips. Okay, so some of these basic tips we will look at under that basic tips. Under the basic tips, so we are going to look at what do we mean by markdown. Markdown for notes. Okay, markdown for notes. After that markdown, we talk about how can you share your work, sharing of your work, sharing of your work. Okay, so etc. Then that one will now lead us to shortcuts in Colab. Okay, without wasting our time, the first one which I said we are going to know or learn about is a markdown. What do we really mean by markdown? So markdown is a kind of format, uh, format in which you use in explaining, adding explanation to your text. Okay, for example, it can be maybe you want to add bullets You want to add headings, or you want to add explanation to your work. So you use what is called markdown. Use markdown. So let's go to example. Let's go and execute example of markdown. Example of markdown. So example of markdown. Markdown. Okay, so this is the sign for markdown. 3. You open it with 3. Open. Okay. Then you also close it. You also close it with 3. That is a markdown. So, example, let's say you are writing this code. You want to write this code. Um, let's say you are starting with this markdown. Okay. So once you use this, you now say so at the end of the text, you now say print hello world, hello world, print hello world. Then you now start, you now end it with another triple this. So just, you can see, you see what it has done. It has executed it, but you have to take note of the way it is. Markdown, or you can use this, you can see hello world, hello world. You can see that is what is called markdown. You start it with a single quotation mark in 3. Then you end it with 3. That is an example of that. Then again, after that now, let's go to some of the shortcuts that you need to get used to. Oh, the first one is a control plus M. What that is going to do is that it is going to hide. So this one is used. Sorry, let me check if I'm okay. I am in code environment. I'm supposed to be in text. So let's go to the text environment. So you just print. Control is used it's used for adding a cell above. If you want to add any cell above, you use Control M. And if you want to add any cell below, it's going to be Control M plus B. Control M plus B. That means you are adding the cell. Is used for adding cell below. Okay, so let's see Control M. So instead of you to use this this arrow, control M is going to move this one up. Control M plus B is going to move it downward. So that is an example of what is called some of the shortcuts in Colab. Okay. Now let's move to the next task, and the next task is going to be we want to look at what do we mean by Python. What is Python? So don't forget that instead of us to work in instead of us to work in um, text in code, we are going to work in text. So what is Python? What is Python? So according to whatever the summary of what, if you go to Google or if you go and search for it anywhere, it is going to give you different types of kind of definition. But in short, what we can see a Python is, I've told you that it is a language that the computer understands. It is one of the programming language that computer understands. And in those days, we talk of different types of languages. We can talk of Java, we talk of HTML, we talk of C++, we talk of a lot. But all this will require that you have to know, you have to learn. You start learning programming, learning syntax, learning a lot of things. All these are no longer accessible to just ordinary non-science or non-computer literate person or individual. So that is why Python has now come to be the universal language that can be used by anyone, be it a banker, be it a machine learner, be it whosoever, whatsoever that you want to write, the instruction you want to give to computer. If you are writing it in Python, it is what computer understand. So Python is nothing, is very simple. It is simple. Apart from very simple, it is powerful. That computer cannot just ignore it. Computer cannot just say, I do not understand. So it is powerful and easy. Apart from that, it is easy to read and easy to access, to read and easy to write. Easy to read computer language. Just like I said, it is the language of the future. The language of the future because it translates human idea into code or sets of instruction for computer to execute and understand. So Python is like a translator. It's like a translator. So it can also be regarded as translator of all actions, all human actions or ideas for actions, action of for computers. Invariably, or in another word, what we are saying in essence is that it is an actionable code, actionable code, actionable set of instructions for computer. So whether you are science or you are non-science, you are coming from non-science, the language, once you understand the language that computer knows, computer recognizes, computer understand very well, uh, that is an actionable action for computer to execute. So just like we said, that data science is the science of using data to perform certain tasks. Decision you are making is based on data. Nowadays, government cannot make any policy if it is not based on data. An individual who want to be successful, who want to be relevant, who want to start any business, an entrepreneur that does not respect data science or data in some of his action and policy, is going to melt along at the end of the day. Don't forget that most of the greatest entrepreneur that we have up to today, talk of Google itself, you will see Netflix, they base their action on what? On data science, on data. And that's why we said data is still going to be relevant in the next future, not only here. So now, that is what Python is all about. That is what Python is all about. The third thing that we also want to know is that we want to run Python code. Let's see how it's going to be. Although we have been running, this one is an example of a Pythonic code. We have run it, and because we are correct, you are correct. That's why you see this tick here. So, but now let's run, as we have it in our guide today, let's run basic talking to the computer in the language that that computer will understand. The first one is that you are to print hello computer. Hmm? You are telling this is what you are the instruction you are giving, the language you are giving to the computer, and let's see whether it is going to be executionable or not. Okay, so I told you is that you will come and click here, or you will use what? Control plus enter. Control plus enter. Okay, so just click on it, so you can see that computer has really understood that. Then computer, if you also want to use Python as a language to do very simple mathematics, so it can also do it that way. This is another example. Code. So we want computer to do this something, a kind of addition for us. Just print 22 plus 55. Let's see if this is actionable. So you can see computer has really done that for us. Let's do another one, running computer code. Okay, let's say we can define it, although we are going to move to variables. Okay, let's say a is equal to 77, b is equal to 55. Now let us assume that c is going to be a minus b. So what we are going to do is we are going to print c. Print c. Let's see what is going to bring. You can see 22. 22. So if you subtract 77 minus 55, you will see that it's going to bring that. So you can think of any other computer or any other Python word or that you can print. So giving computer set of instruction in Python, the computer knows what to do. Okay, because it is a program. Okay, now another one is that you can also, so what is the next thing that we have to do? Running Python code, we have done that. Let's do one more example. For example, if you want computer to print something like this, well, computer to print. You need to know that computer, this Python or this Python is very sensitive to uppercase and lowercase. So we will see the place or where we're supposed to use. In a place we're supposed to use uppercase, if you use lowercase, computer is going to confuse the computer. Where you're supposed to use quotation mark and you do not put it there, it's going to confuse the computer and it's going to bring out something we call a syntax error because it doesn't understand it. So we want a computer to print this for us. My subjects, my best subject is physics. So, and you want computer to print that for you. Okay, let's see how this is going to appear, whether computer is going to understand it or not. Okay, you can see it has printed it for you. My best subject is physics. Is physics. So we will see that as we go on. Now, you should know one thing, that the next thing we want to look at, let's see. Oh, already the time is already against us, and don't forget that we only have 30 minutes for every day for us. Okay, so the next task we are supposed to do after all this is to print function, which we have been using. Print function, we have been using it. For example, all the instruction we have been given it in form of a print function. So that's why it has to be in open brackets, parentheses, open parentheses. So it has to be like this. Whatever you want computer to print for you is going to be inside that bracket. So if you want computer to print hello world for you, hello world. So let's see, it is going to print it for you. So that is where we are going to stop for this lecture 2. Don't forget that we have been able to look at basic operation in Google Colab. The first thing we did was to write in Python code. So we emphasize on basic things for beginners, like a markdown for notes. If you want to share your work, now if you want to share your work, I didn't mention that. Just click on this, click on share here. If you click on share here, it's going to lead you to this interface and you go and enter the uh, email address of the person that you want to send to. So, hi everyone, please check my notes for given assignment for your further comments. That if you want to send me, I might give you an assignment and I ask you to send it to me, maybe uh, on my email address. So just enter it here and just click on send. I'm going to receive it in my email. That's how to share, one of the ways to share your so I'm going to, once I now open it, time is going to fail me. I will have opened my email so that you'll be able to see uh this one, but certainly this one will be sent. Once you have shared, it will be sent to my email directly. It can take more than 50 emails at a time. It can take more than 50, it can take 50, 100. It cannot take 100. Okay, it can take 100, but it might not be able to take more than 100. So that means you can execute it in two different fashions. We have